match you expecting?
It was a good week. Putting the League's Cup to bed was just fine with everybody around here, and getting back to league play is hopefully what the doctor ordered. We're looking at this last portion of the season as a great opportunity to try to roll up the table a little bit, and it starts certainly with which should be a fun game against Austin.
Thanks for that. Start in the room. Sergio or Danny, you want to start?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Austin, can you tell us about the opponent? You guys know them well, faced them also in the Open Cup.
Yeah, we've seen them twice. I don't know how much we've changed. Maybe a little bit more than they have, but they've got some new wrinkles and some new pieces as well. So, but I think what both teams are still trying to do is still there. And again, it's always a tight matchup and one that's comes down to a few plays, and that's really what MLS is about. And that's what this game will be out. So hopefully we're at our best. Certainly we're prepared and up for it as they will be. So it should be a good match.
Danny?
Pass.
You good?
Yeah, it's good.
Good. Thank you guys.
No. Dustin, go ahead.
Hey man, not so fast, right? Hey, I know Antonio Carlos, we haven't seen him yet. Just how is he integrating into the team? Do you see him potentially getting minutes this weekend?
Good. Yeah. He's incorporated. He's fit in very well with certainly the locker room, and it's a nice. It's fresh blood coming into the group, which I think is always good at this time of year. And he's a man. I mean, he comes in here. He's played a lot of games. He knows what he's doing, physical and experience. So he's gonna help us. And I anticipate that being sooner than later.
And I know you talked about Austin a little bit, but without Vasquez at Bazuni now, do you see them play a little differently, or
they're different players, and I think they've actually in some ways have improved with Bazuni. I think he's a handful, and he does some things different than Vasquez. It's a different look, but it's clever, relentless, and Rubio, kind of pairing up a little bit with him is also something that I think. Been a good move for them. So I don't think they've lost anything from that. That's not no disrespect to Vasquez. It's just they've made some adjustments.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, Joey, go ahead.
Hey, Ben, these last two seasons, you guys really used that break between leagues coming back to MLS to really kick on for us this season. Now, this year, it's not a thing anymore. Do you guys miss that little break in games, or are you guys just ready to get right back into the season?
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. That hasn't registered. So the answer is no, I haven't missed it. We're pretty much just turning each page, and this was a kind of a more than a page to turn. It was just like Leagues Cup, bye-bye. First 2/3 of the season, bye-bye. Here it is. Here we got 10 games, fresh start for everyone, and this is the time of year where we need to start clicking and really hone in on the best version of ourselves, and as other teams are as well. 2/3 of teams have a good idea who they are, what their roster is, what their best group is, and who can help you off the bench. And so it's this kind of a 10-game sprint to get into the playoffs for us. But there's, again, 30 points out there, so it's doable. I've seen it in this league, and we have to be fearless. We have to go after it and play our best if we're going to ultimately, get into the playoffs. But certainly the group, I think, is excited about it, and I think we have a group to do it. But we got to make plays. It's that simple. We're in it every game, and we're playing well enough to win each of these games. And it's just, whether it's touching the net or making a play or two and not shooting ourselves in the foot on the back end. You know, it's there, and it can change really quickly, but it's got to happen soon.
During Leagues Cup, you got another look at Toyosi again, who hasn't gotten a lot of minutes since coming in. How do you see him fitting into that puzzle for the rest of the season?
You know, with Gabe out, there's a opportunity for him. You know, it's interesting. Toyosi got sick right before the New York City game, and Gabe played and scored 2 goals, and we won. So this is a little battle, and I think Toyosi didn't hurt himself. He came in and did a good job, and we know he has physicality, and he's understanding, you know what we want out of him. So little things, a few things to iron out with him still, but he's. I thought he gave good energy, and he's going to factor into this.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Jesus, go ahead.
It's been a disappointing season to date, not just in the MLS, but also the Olsen Cup, Leagues Cup. How do you guys taking that disappointment so far, but knowing you guys had a lot of turnover with the players, and then also players getting injured and players coming back? How much is there like a balancing act where like, yeah, we're disappointed, but you had all these reasons that were not helping you guys be successful?
It's a good question. You try to stay away from what's behind and why we're in the spot we're in. It doesn't, it's energy basically wasted. On a day-to-day basis, it's about who we have now in this moment and what the task is in front of us, and that's from a staff standpoint, and that's from a player standpoint. And that's what we focus on. We could sit around and we could. Any team in a position like this, there's in any season that doesn't go well, there's going to be 10 things you could point to. Injuries. Oh, we sold some guys, right? Referees. It's unlucky. Every time Jonathan Bond makes a save recently, it goes right to their guy and they kick it in. There's things aren't necessarily going away either. So we can sit around and by the campfire and we can talk about that stuff all day long. But really, this isn't the business for that. Nobody cares. Nobody feels sorry for you. And it's about the next game and trying to dig out of this. And you do that by having a strong culture, by having players step up and start making some plays. And again, staying together. We'll do this together. If we're going to dig out of this, it's certainly going to be a group effort, staff and the players moving in the right direction. And it's not going to be easy. We're not going to turn into the best team in the league overnight. But we should have more points than we have. And that means we have to make plays. We got to make plays on both ends. Okay, cliche coaching stuff, but it's true. We watch the games and we're right there. Like a lot of MLS games, comes down to a few plays and we're just not making them. And that's that can be individual, that can be collective, that's mentality, that's having winners on the field, and we gotta fix that very, very quickly.
You have to rebuild some of the players that you guys brought on. Did you guys feel you also have to build some of the culture with some of the spine, pretty much, leading to other teams in the offseason? Did you feel that's something you guys have to do, or are you still working on that?
We're still working on it. This is a new team. It's a new energy. It's been a new dynamic from the get-go. And as this goes, and you start to figure out the group you have and what they need and what buttons to push, and then all of a sudden you have 6 or 7 new guys incorporated over the last 2 months or 2.5 months, and now you're fitting them in both on the field and then culturally. And what does the team need now? And it's just taking a temperature every day and adjusting and seeing who's who, and trying to give them, making sure the new guys are clear on what we're trying to do here, get them minutes and build relationships on the field. It's, I don't know if there's any secret to this, and I think we're better today than we as far as depth. I think we're better today as far as being clear on how we're going to go about winning games, and now it's just a matter of showing up when the lights are on and making plays.
All right, we'll go to Diego. Go ahead, Diego.
Good morning, Ben. Just one question for me. Talking a little bit about the relationships on the sideline, how important is it to have these relationships with all the members of your coaching staff and really balancing ideas and with them in order to maintain things and really have that for the second half of the season?
Well, we got plenty of ideas in that room. We got plenty of ideas. I surround myself with people that are not shy about speaking up and making sure their voice is heard and they feel a big part of this. And I also surround myself with really intelligent people because I'm not that intelligent. So, whether it's Juan or Josh or Aurelian with his experience with the defense, and Kenny and Tim Hanley, who's experienced and won a lot of trophies, and there's also a lot of winners in that room, and they know what teams look like, the DNA of winning teams look like, and every day is a challenging room, and I'm growing and learning every day as new staff comes in. Josh has added a lot of kind of some high level detail to this group and challenged us as well, and I'm thrilled with this staff, and I think they're doing a very good job this year, but we can always do better.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, Jorge, go ahead.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, I know you talked about the season, but just what is missing for this team to get into that, postseason spot? Is there anything you guys are looking for in the transfer market right now? There's, the second team has done some moves. Have you guys got something lined up?
Well, we just made one with Antonio. We just picked up a center back, and we got another week or two left in this thing, and I'd anticipate one more in a spot if we can get it over the line. But that stuff's day to day. Always looking to get something in there. But again, then it's incorporating guys for the last. You get someone from abroad, it takes a little bit to get the visa and then to get them fit. And so they're only going to bolster this group so much unless they're kind of in league or somebody that can just jump in here really quickly and understand the league and what we're doing. So no necessarily savior is what I guess I'd answer that. What we have is what we have, and I think that's still good enough to get into the postseason. And if we do that, we'll be in good form to try to make a run at this thing.